This is Learning Chess, Speed Chess, Tutorial 10. And today we're going to learn what speed chess is. Remember in the in other tutorials I told you that chess is a highly intellectual game, meaning that it's a lot of thinking going on in a chess game, or it should be much thinking in a formal chess game, especially among experts, chess experts and champs, and those who have been playing the game for a long time and have learned much of it. Regular, just friendly games. There's not too much thinking. Usually the player just spend less than a minute thinking and make a move. Professional players in a tournament, when they had 2.5 hours each, usually have developed the capacity to analyze the whole board, how the pieces are to be moved, and what will be the consequences of making a move, moving a pawn or a knight or a rook or a queen to a particular position, and they analyze what is going to be the response from the opponent side. And so there isn't much analytical work just going on in a regular, not in a regular, but in a professional chess game. In a regular game play by friends, that doesn't happen to be that way, but still there is some preliminary analysis of the situation, and analysis of what will happen if I make this move and he responds this way. So professional advanced, I wouldn't use the word professional, but I would advanced chess player usually analyze what is going to happen when they make a move, especially when the game is halfway and reaching the final. They analyze what might happen, what might be the consequences if I move this pawn in this place here. So they analyze what will be the consequences 5, 6, 7, and 8 move ahead. So in their minds, this chess player can suppose what is going to be the reposition of the pieces. No, once he make a move, what is going to be, and the other one respond, and then he responds, what could be the consequences in the near future for his action. So that's why chess is such an important game to learn, because it's not just usable. What you learn in chess and the processes of analyzing a game is not just used for chess uniquely. You can use it in anything in your life that you want to accomplish. Let's say that you like to play, you like to gamble in the stock markets, okay? The Dow Jones, this is one part of your life, and you like to buy shares. So when you plan to buy a share, you have to analyze the company, what kind of company is that one, what is going to be the future, is that company going to have more capital value as a company in 2 years from now, and if that's so, what is going to be the price of the share that you buy right now for $10 or $20 or $50, whatever. So you try to see the future. What is going to happen if you buy a share right now? It's going to be good for you, or you're going to lose your money. And also, when a pedestrian is going to cross an intersection, a big intersection, a boulevard, or just big avenue or a street, and when he's going to cruise and there is a lot of traffic, if he's not going to look at the traffic lights, and he wants to gamble to cross the streets when the lights are on red, telling him not to move, and he decides to move, and he sees a car that's coming like 3 blocks away, so he has to think in the consequences of crossing when the lights are red, and he might be hit by that car that's coming 2 or 3 blocks away, and he doesn't move rapidly and cross the street. So he has to analyze the consequences of his action. What is going to happen if he crosses the street when the light is telling him not to? So these are decisions that we made, and in life we make decisions based on in what is going to happen in the future. So in chess, this is the place where we can learn to be analytical in what is going to happen if we make an action. If we move a particular piece, what is going to happen? What is going to be the consequences of moving this? So that happens in regular chess, but in what we're gonna see today, in speed chess, that doesn't happen. That process is not. The speed chess has to be played sometimes in a minute. For each player has a minute to move, and they use a time clock. And that in speed chess is always a clock, time clock, like this one here used, like this one here. So and the players said the time that they want to play, 1 minute or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And there are tournaments, and the game in speed chess is exhilarating, is heart pumping, because you wanna complete the game in a defeat for the opponent, or you wanna complete the game when the flag of the opponent falls, and it will fall very quickly if you set the time to 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And so it's an exhilarating game where you don't analyze too much what is going to happen when you move a piece, because the other player is in the same condition. He cannot analyze, he cannot think too much, because he doesn't have too much time to make a move. He has to make the move in seconds. In regular chess, you can take a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to make a move. The time has been set to 2.5 hours. In speed chess, you cannot have that luxury. You cannot have that luxury. You have to move very quickly, mechanically, automatically, like an automaton, just making the move very quickly. So this is the big difference between speed chess and regular chess. Regular chess is analytical. You take your time. You see the consequences. In speed chess, you don't have too much time to see the consequences. You want to complete the game as fast as you can and defeat the opponent if possible, making him pay the price for not thinking what is going to be your move. And in speed chess, it's very common to see rookie errors that a player makes in a regular chess game, making the same error in a play in a game that is played for advanced chess players. So advanced chess player in speed chess can make the rookie or the make the erroneous move that a regular person playing just a beginner that is starting to learn the game makes. So I'm gonna show you what I say with words, what it's like when you play a speed chess. Now, when you play, as I said before, you play regular chess, the white has to play. The clock for the whites start running right now. So my time is running. I haven't made a move. My time is running, but I haven't made a move. I'm analyzing what kind of opening I should have against these opponents. So finally, after a minute or so, I move my point 2D square. I move it to a square in front of in the queen column. I move it to 4D. So I make my move. And so the other player is going to respond, and we're playing right now regular, not a speed chess, but a regular chess game. So the other player, I make that move. So the other player think what is going to be the response. Maybe a minute later or 2 minutes later, he will move the same in the same column. He moved his pawn, the black pawn, from 7D to 5D and block my pawn. So these pawns are looking at each other, and none of them can attack each other. They are just blocking each other. Neither one can move unless the condition happens. And so it comes the next move, and then the white player has to move now. If they're playing with time clock, but probably not. So, but anyway, he takes his time. The black responded, moving the piece from the pawn from 7D to 5D. So now the white has to respond to this. So he decided to move after 2, 3, 4 minutes thinking. He decided to move his white knight that is in the 1B position to 3C, and he's already in the attacking mode, trying to attack this pawn, and at the same time trying to liberate his knight from here. Then the blacks start thinking it's the time to move, so start thinking, take 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever the level of the players are. The higher level, they think longer, because they are trying to visualize what's going to happen. If they make this move now, what is going to happen in 5 moves from now? They're going to be in disadvantage because they make an error when in this particular move they move a piece here. So they're thinking in advance and try to restructure the configuration of the positional configuration of the pieces in the board. So they're trying to see what is going to happen in the future and all the variants that can happen, the response and counter response, and at the end, if there is a gain in whatever move they make right now. So this chess player, after a few minutes, move his bishop, decide to move his bishop from the AC position to the F position. He's trying to attack this pawn in case the queen move. He's trying to attack this point here, this pawn that is the white pawn that is in the 2C square. So he's in the he moved to the 5F square, and in this diagonal here is attacking that particular point. So this happened in regular chess. This is too much analysis. Now I'm gonna bring the pieces back and gonna explain to you what happened in real life in a speed chess game. So I'm gonna put all these pieces back to standby, to a starting point, and before making any move. So I move every piece. So right now we have the 16 pieces for the whites and the 16 pieces for the blacks in their original standby position before no player had made any move. So in speed chess, start with the time, the white player has to move here first, and he just moved rapidly. He moved this, and the other one just come and rapidly move and counter action, and the knights move right here, and the other respond rapidly this right here, and so it goes. And then this one move the knight from the IG to the 3D position, and this one the black move is knight from the B. From the 8B position to the 6C position here. And so they go, and then this one move here, but without having to analyze the consequences of those moves, and that's what speed chess is all about. So in this instance, now the white move to the white move to the 4F. They are trying to attack this pawn here on the 7C in the same way that this one is attacking here. And so this game develops this way, and it's likely that one will make a mistake. In the next move, the white might move. The black has to move here, so you move rapidly here. So this one respond with moving the knight from 3F right here. But at that speed, there is not a lot of time between the response from one player to the other player move. It happens just almost mechanically, automatically. And when this happens, it can be the loss of a piece. Like let's say that in this position right now, the knight the black knight here in the 6C position, when I move my knight here, he decided to take it. So this is an error to take this, because now I can take this pawn right here. My white pawn in 4D can take the black knight that he placed in 5E. So now I can take that piece right there, and he's now in trouble because of that quick, not analyzed move. So now my pawn is attacking his knight here. So he has to move that knight. In this particular moment, he has to move that knight, and I can when he moves the knight, he probably move right here to try to attack my bishop, my white bishop right here. So, but I can now be more aggressive and just move and take with my knight right here. His black pawn. His black pawn is just protected by the black king, the black queen. But if the black queen takes my knight, then I take the black king with my queen here. So he loses a queen, and that happens very frequently in chess. It's no time to see that you can lose a big piece by rushing and taking other player piece. So I'm moving here, so he can come and just take my bishop here. Okay, he take my bishop, and I can take his knight. So I'm ahead already. I'm ahead a pawn. He's in disadvantage right now. So now the two queens are attacking each other. So he can try to take my queen, but he does that. He liberates my rook. So my rook is already there attacking that pawn. That king cannot castle. Once the queen take my queen, and I take his with my rook, my rook in 1-8, I take his black queen that took my queen in 1D. I take it. So now I'm positional advantage in some way because I'm impeding him to take I'm blocking him, so he cannot castle right now. He's in there. So all these small errors that we make in speed chess at the end, it can be a mate, can cause a checkmate. So this is like they play speed chess with this velocity, but without thinking too much the consequences of the move that a particular player can make in a particular moment. So, but because it's like this. It's very exhilarating. It's very fun to play, and I have played tournaments, um, and they usually had like a prize for the winners or whatever. I never play for the price because the price are minimum that is $20 or $25, whatever. So when I lived in South Beach, we had a chess open field chess that there was in a building right there, right in the open, no walls. We played right there, and they had this speed chess tournament. They were very fun to play. Your heart started beating when you play those things rapidly. Your heart might be beating also when you play a regular tournament or a regular game, especially great height. Announced and promoted tournaments like in a championship and a world championship. So those players, their hearts are also beating because it's a bunch of money involved. Sometimes millions of dollars. A lot of they win or lose. They win or lose great contracts, and they become millionaires with this. Chess is not a game to be thinking much about making money. If you want to make money, just try to be like a basketball player or try to be like a soccer player or a football player or some of these things. But chess only can make big money just when you become very known worldwide, and they play this tournament when they put a lot of money. But chess is a game that can help, as I said before, to develop your ability to rationalize and analyze and develop a capacity to see what happened in the future when if you make an action today, what happened not just in chess but in your life, private life, what will happen if you miscalculate something and you take an action and miscalculate something. Like a student is trying to determine what is going to be his future now, and the student decided to study philosophy when there is no great deal in philosophy. There are not many companies hiring philosophers in the U.S. that I know of. Well, it might be, but I have no idea how this will be. They study anthropology or some subjects that there is not openings in the U.S. or anywhere in the world for this kind of careers. So when the student started analyzing this thing, what is it gonna be, and decided to study philosophy, that's gonna be a great error in the future. But instead, he started studying computer science or cybersecurity or finances or other careers where big money is involved, and this is gonna have wages that is five numbers. 5 digits wages or salary. He made the right move. So in this aspect, chess is very important because it forces the person to think the consequences of his actions. take the consequences of his decision in life. So the greatest the greatest training ground to do that is learning chess and become a regular chess player, playing regular chess, not a speed chess, because as I said before, it don't give you too much training in being analytical and being thinking about the consequence of your action. But in regular chess, yes. So, and this is what I wanted to tell you today, and you decide. So you decide what to do. You decide to learn this game and play it regular or normal, let's say chess. Then just do it, and you decide to make a mix, play some speed chess for fun and for how your heart beating rapidly, then play some games in speed chess, and 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 knowing that you're gonna have more fun playing speed chess, but less, there might be less results because you don't develop these abilities that I explained now, the ability of foreseeing the future, of trying to figure out the future, what's going to happen for the actions that you make today. So you don't have that in speed chess, but you have that in regular chess. So if you like to be like you do in a checkers game, no, they move the pieces rapidly, and that's what you want, then speed chess is for you. But if you want to go beyond that point and you want to develop the capacity to think clearly, analytically, then the other chess is. And so I hope that this explanation has been of any service to you, and I will have probably 2 more tutorials. The last tutorial will be showing you how you play against a computer. You don't have anybody to play with, then then you can go to different websites where they have, you can play a chess game most time for free. You don't have to pay anything. You don't even have to subscribe to the website. You don't even have to give away your email address or get a password. Just go to the place and play against a computer. So, and then probably the next tutorial, I'm not sure yet about it because I'm terminating this series. I'm not gonna be doing this for too long. So I'm planning, this is tutorial number 10. I probably will stop in tutorial number 12, and I won't teach chess, learning chess anymore, unless something comes in the future and they have like a world championship of very quality. So I will make a couple of tutorials to reproduce the move that this professional player had made in the tournament. So, but that's down the road, and but the learning chess will end in a couple more tutorials. In tutorial 12 probably that will end. So I'll see you on next time. I'll talk to you. I cannot see you. But I'll talk to you next time, and meanwhile, have a good time, okay? Bye bye. One thing worth mentioning also, advanced player when they're playing speed chess, when they played when they played regular chess, they learn the openings, not the best move that you do starting a game. So they have memorized the best opening that they can have in speeches, and that's to save time. They play extremely fast in the openings because they have learned the consequences in the regular chess game that they have, and they have memorized the move they make opening with the whites, and then the responses that they got from the blacks, and this memorization can go up to 5 moves for each player. So they had the concept, the knowledge that in this 5 move they make, I move, my opponent move, and so on in 5 move. There's not gonna be any advantage or disadvantage in the future because of this 5 move. There's not gonna be a penalty or a day of or a moment of reckoning later on in the game because of the 5 moves that I make now and the responses. So having in mind these advanced players that analyze too much of the game, analyze what is going to happen when playing speed chess. They don't do that because they cannot spend too much time, but they are faster in openings and playing the first move. That the other players that had less knowledge do. The other players, they take a little more time thinking, but this is experienced players know that there won't be any bad consequences for them to play this fast. So this might go like this. So they have preconceived the first 5 moves that are gonna make in a game. So this might go like this, no? So I got the whites. So I move. So I move my pawn, my white pawn right here from 2D for that speed, no? And the black player responds rapidly the same. They don't analyze this. So my next move might be moving my bishop to the 4G position very rapidly, and so he moved his bishop also from the AC to the 5F, and so I move my knight right here, and I move this. So we had 3 moves each one. We had 3 moves each one. So this player here my decide to move his pawn here and the 2E, and the other one decide to do the likewise. So I move my bishop right here to the 2E, and he gets his knight in the A B position and put it here. So this is like a regular opening a regular chess game, and now it's applied to speed chess. And these players, as I said before, they do this because they had memorized what happened in games where they play this kind of openings, and when they make this kind of move, and they had no bad consequences. They had no price to pay for for this kind of move that have been memorized by them as safe to make. So this is another note there for you to think about. And when I make the last move, now in the 6th move that I'm gonna make right now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 move. Each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each one make 5 move. Now the white play. So in speed chess they try to castle very quickly, and that force the other player to work harder to try to make a mate in the opponent king. So I do this. He cannot castle yet, so he might try to move his bishop here. So from now on, the moves are gonna be slower for each player because they memorize the 5 move, but now they're in the 6 range move, and they go to 7. So for now, they think a fraction of a second more than they did before. But the first 5 moves, they have been analyzed for them, they have been memorized for them by playing regular chess, and they know these 5 moves are safe, and no player will take advantage. But from here on forward, they had to be a little more careful about the move they made. So if the first move took them 1 second to make, I play use 1 second, and the other player responding in 1 second. From here on forward, they might after the 6, 7, 8 move, they're in unknown terrain. Something can happen, so they take a little more time. So instead of thinking and responding in 1 second, they might take 1 second and a quarter, 1 second and a half, 3/4 of a second. So 1 second and 3/4 of the time before they respond, or 1 second and 47 milliseconds to respond. So this is something that I want you to know also about speed chess.